Hey everyone, Joe here. I thought I'd run you through today a little bit of what I do when I'm developing a recipe. So for example, this morning I was at the bakery and all the bread just looked so gorgeous. All the holiday bread is out. And I thought, what do I want to eat all winter long? Well, I really want to eat grilled cheese. That's really like all I want to eat, warm, gooey, really comforting stuff. So today I thought I'd take you through a brand new recipe that I came up with, kind of a party-sized grilled cheese sandwich, which, I mean, how much fun does that sound like? It sounds like a great time. Even if you can't gather, it's an amazing thing for your family. This is an amazing thing for kids to do. And also, bring some over to your neighbors. And as soon as this pandemic is over, this is a really fun thing to do for brunch, for lunch, even for a really fun cold winter night dinner. So what I did was I was at the bakery, and I found this really gorgeous, this is a loaf of miche bread that they make over at Premier Moisson if you're in Montreal, but you can get it from any great local bakery. It happened to just be the bakery that was at my market. And what I'm gonna do, this is crazy and it may not work, so welcome to my world. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the top of this bread off. Don't worry, we're not gonna waste it. I'll show you what to do with it. We're gonna cut the top of this bread off. It helps to have a really good bread knife. That doesn't help. That really does not help my cause at all. You see how these things go. You never know. I'm also gonna cut the bottom off. Now, when I get a really, really fresh loaf of bread, if you did happen to watch Top Chef Canada, I make something called crust-ons. This is something I do when I have a loaf of bread that's on the very first day, fresh from the bakery. You can use these crusts to make these amazing croutons. So I'm just taking off the very bottom of this loaf. I preheated the oven. You can hear it going off in the background so that I can put in some croutons. I'm cutting on an uneven cutting board. Okay, so now I have the bottom and I have the top here. I'm gonna set those aside, work with those later. And now I have just the center of this bread. I'm wondering if this is a little bit too thick. It's probably a tiny bit too thick. But I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it because it's probably gonna cook down a little bit. So now I have this. So what I'm gonna do, this is ridiculous. What I'm gonna do is cut through the bread. If you're not sure you can cut through evenly, you can put yourself some little toothpicks as markers, the way they would do if they're cutting a cake in order to frost it and make a layer cake. I'm generally pretty good at cutting things pretty evenly, so I'm going rogue here. So now I have 2 rounds of bread that go together. This is bananas. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is, we have a lot of pesto at the catering kitchen all the time, all year round. I have breadcrumbs in my eye. And so what I've done is I've just taken like a shallow bowl of water to thaw it. It never takes long to thaw because there's so much oil in there. And our pesto is made with spinach and almonds, roasted garlic, what else? And lots of lemon and Parmesan. So what I'm gonna do here is just open my bag, and then I'll use the rest of this week, whether I put it on quinoa or pasta. If you have kids, this will stretch really, really far, and it's super delicious. I also really love to put pesto, anything tangy like this that has a lot of acidity and a ton of flavor. I love to pair this with cheese because it just sort of takes it to the next level. So I'm putting on maybe a 1/4 cup, depends on your loaf of bread, depends on how many holes. This bread has a lot of holes. And I like a lot of pesto in these grilled cheese, so I'm gonna load it up, but totally up to you. You know, if you can't have nuts, we use whatever we have. Sometimes we use, in the spring, we use radish greens, anything we have on hand that is green. I have a video, if you scroll back a little bit, about how to make pesto kind of out of anything. Use pumpkin seeds if you want, sunflower seeds, whatever you got. Okay. So now I have my pesto on here. I've also grated some cheese. Now I like a really sharp, strong cheddar. That is the way this will come out best. So I tend to use Balderson, amazing brand. Use whatever is local that you can get your hands on. I have grated some of the cheese over here. Probably half that block. Let's see. I tend to also like a very cheesy grilled cheese. Now I've preheated the oven to make the croutons, but the truth is this may not work to become fully melted in my pan. So what I'm going to probably do is get it brown in the pan, and then make sure that I have a heat-proof fry pan that can go in the oven. Not heat-proof, but you know what I mean, oven-proof, no plastic handles. And that way I can just transfer this right into the oven. So I would say that's maybe 2 cups of cheese, maybe 1.5 cups of cheese. Do what you like. Probably would work well with brie as well if you want to put whatever leftover holiday cheese you have is going in here basically. Okay, now the little hat is going on top, kind of try and fit it on. These are my crazy ideas that I come up with out of nowhere. So under here I have my little camping burner that I like to use on this counter here. So I'm gonna turn this on. Hold on one sec. Let's get this going. All right. I'm gonna turn this on high. All right. Now, the way I like to do a grilled cheese, you know, everybody has a different way to do it. A lot of people put mayonnaise on the outside. It gives it a really nice crispy crust. Maybe we should try that actually. Let's try it with some mayonnaise. Let's see if I have any. So I have some mayonnaise here. We could do one side with mayonnaise. So I'm gonna let this pan heat up. I'm just gonna spread, actually I think what I'll do is do one side, not mayonnaise, the other side mayonnaise, and then we'll see what comes up. So I'm gonna put in maybe 2 tablespoons of oil, less, 1.5 tablespoons. I'm also going to put in a stick of butter. I know, this is not a grilled cheese for like every single day. This is extraordinary grilled cheese. Maybe a little bit less than a stick of butter. Half a stick of butter. I like to do a combination of oil and, I'd say a stick of butter and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I like to do that combination. It gives it a really nice crunch and texture and also flavor. So this is sizzling away. I'm gonna just let it just go a tiny bit longer, and then the sandwich is gonna go in. When the sandwich goes in, I'll show you how to use the crust of the bread to make a crouton. So here we go. This giant grilled cheese going right in the pan. Watch your fingers. Now what I'm gonna do is leave it on high for a minute, and then I'm going to probably turn the heat down a little bit, let it cook a little bit, then flip it over, and I'll put the mayonnaise on this side, and we'll be able to kind of see the difference. So as this is cooking, I wanted to talk to you about my crusts here. I have a little pan set up. Let's get this grater out of the way here. I have a little pan set up. And what I like to do is tear my croutons. I mean, you could always cut your croutons however you like. And sometimes I also like to use a scissors. This is great, actually. If you don't feel like cutting, you don't want to get the cutting board dirty and the crumbs everywhere, I'll just go along and cut around. This is great activity for kids, actually. They can make croutons for their lunch or dinner or soup. I'm gonna throw croutons in the soup. Now, normally when I have some garlic around, I do not, I like to put that in there. Okay, I can hear this is, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Okay, this is frying up pretty nice. Let's check on it and see, since I've never done this before. Oh my God, it looks amazing. Okay, so what we're gonna do while this is in the pan, I'm gonna actually just put some mayonnaise on the top here. It's too bad we have this bread with the hole in it, but better luck for you guys if you don't have bread with a hole in it. Okay, so mayonnaise is going on here. All right. Kind of be a little bit generous. Flipping this is not gonna be the easiest thing, but we're gonna do it. There we go. And I have 1 minute left here, so I'm gonna try and show you a little bit. So I would cut that up as well. And I got some beautiful olive oil for the holidays. Use whatever nice oil you have. I like to sprinkle this all over the croutons. Now, I tend to go really heavy on the oil, and then I sprinkle a little bit of salt over, pepper sometimes, lots of garlic, throw it in there. I'm gonna put this in the oven at 350 degrees until they're nice and crispy, and I'm gonna continue to toss them. I'm gonna continue to cook this grilled cheese, and then I will post a photo in the next post so you can see how it turns out. So thanks for following along with me. Check out zoeford.com, and I'll see you in the next video.